Hello and welcome back to my video diary. This is the 6th episode, and in the previous episode I was recording drums, and in this one I'll be recording my acoustic guitar, which is kind of perhaps the leading instrument on this record. So this is my Martin D28 acoustic guitar. It's a Dreadnought model, so it's a bit bigger and boomier sounding one. But I've kind of grown to love it, and it's my guitar, so that's what I'm gonna use. And I'm gonna play the guitar with this kind of peak. This is a larger one, it's flexible, and this was given to me first by my friend. Shout out to Harry. Harry gave it to me to try out on bass guitar, which this works wonders with the bass guitar. And I also found out that I really like to use this with the acoustic guitar. It's a very great strumming pick, and I can play some simple things with this as well. But if I need to do anything more technical, then I might gravitate towards some smaller pick. But this works very well. Okay, and I'm going to be recording this guitar with this microphone, which is AKG C414 XLS, the same one I used with the drums. And here as well I'm gonna be using the figure of 8 polar pattern, because I found out that I found out that's the best polar pattern to use for this guitar, because I can really tailor the sound with the position of this microphone, so I don't get too much of the boominess from this sound hole. Okay, and one thing, I think a crucial thing for me to explain is concerning the strings, because normally I always use new strings, fresh strings, when I'm recording something, because new strings, they tune better, they tend to stay in tune better, they tend to play in tune, and they sound in tune. And new strings don't have any weird artifacts in the sound, and the sound is really the quality of sound, I think, is much better with new strings. But that said, for the sounds I'm going after on this record, I'm pretty scared to put new strings now here, because new strings are always, at first they can be pretty bright and upfront sounding, and those two things are something I don't really like to have now. I like to give a much more warmer and easier sound out of this acoustic guitar. So I've decided that I'm not gonna put new strings on this guitar. These are old ones, but they're still in a place where they sound pretty much in tune for most of the time. And the highest sparkle is gone from these strings, so they are pretty warm and mellow sounding. So I like the way these strings sound right now. The only thing I'm concerned is that will I be able to play the whole album or record the whole album with these strings without facing anything or without facing any devastating tuning issues. That's what I'm afraid. But I'm gonna give it a try. But I also have to remember that when I'm doing a decision like this will dictate everything in the future as well. Because if my acoustic guitar the sound of my acoustic guitar will be like this mellow and older, farty one. So the next instruments I'm gonna be playing, well, at least the next stringed instruments like the bass guitar and the electric guitars, I might have to play them also with old strings, so I don't make them sounding like fresh and bright and new, and this one sounds like shit compared to them. So that's my only concern, that I hope that I won't face too much of tuning issues on my way. But yeah, let's see what happens, and I think that's it. Let's record. And it's a wrap. I'm pretty stoked that I've recorded the first instrument after the drums. And at some points when performing it was really hard, and I had to really concentrate to keep the flow going because the drums were very like simple and caveman style, and they had some troubles with the timing. But all in all, I think it turned out pretty solid. Nothing that a bit of a reverb can't fix, I think. So, and I think the tuning was rather decent, or maybe even good at some point. But what are your experiences using older strings versus new strings? Do you like the sound of old strings, or do you always prefer the new strings? So please leave a comment about that. And remember to subscribe, hit the bell icon and give me a thumbs up. And I will see you in the next episode. Cheese!